Do autistic people experience their bodies differently than neurotypicals? A research article that was published in 2024 dove deep into the topic of interoception in autistic individuals. Interoception is a fancy word for our awareness of what's happening inside us. Physical cues such as hunger pains, pain in general, and even physical sensations that relate to our emotional experiences, such as an increased heartbeat when anxiety is present. These researchers looked at decades of information regarding interoception in autistic individual. This was behavioral data, brain mapping data, and what they found was rather complicated because some of the studies they looked at said that autistic people have reduced interoception awareness. For example, they might not be aware of or be able to notice things like pain associated with emotions. But interestingly, other studies suggested a heightened interoception awareness for autistic people. And researchers coined this interoceptive hyperresponsiveness. So the research is controversial because it has mixed findings. Some people have reduced, in fact, a complete disconnect between themselves and their interoception. They're simply not able to feel what's happening within their bodies. Whereas some other autistic people have this interoceptive hyperresponsiveness where they're overly aware of what's happening within their bodies. So here's where it gets interesting. What does this then mean for therapy? Because there's this whole branch of therapy called somatic therapy that makes the assumption that you can tune into your body's signals. But if you're autistic and you experience interoception differently, this assumption might not hold. This research article pointed out that the field doesn't agree on how autistic individuals experience interoception. The authors of this large, sweeping scale review of research say that measurement tools are flawed, sample sizes are small, and neurodivergent people are often left out of research. So, what does this research do? It actually calls for more research to be done, especially to understand how interoception impacts emotional awareness and emotional processing for autistic people. This research will hopefully help us to point out how somatic therapy can be more tailored to individuals who are autistic that experience intense difficulty with interoception. But what do you think? How should a therapist take all of this information in account when they're working with autistic clients?